When the people who framed our Constitution wrote that document, there was one very important thing that they said we should prevent. We should prevent a president from having a peacetime army. So Donald Trump is sending the FBI after elected officials who are doing something that is legally allowed in their state constitution, and ICE has removed their age limits on who can join, and they are upping their incentives to anybody who does join. These two things are directly related. Let's talk about it. Listen, I spent 13 years in military intelligence. I was recruited by the Army. I understand Army recruitment, retention, and reenlistment. And I'm about to draw some parallels to what ICE is doing with Trump's use of federal law enforcement to attack elected officials. And the conclusion that I'm going to reach should terrify you. Before I get started, if you like my analysis on things and appreciate my perspective, do me a favor, hit subscribe, share this video with a friend who you think would also enjoy it, like and comment on the video. I really appreciate the support. Okay, so let's dive into it. I joined the military in 2001, prior to 9/11. That's very important that you understand this is prior to 9/11, because at that time, people were not joining the military en masse, so the military was offering a lot of incentives. When the recruiter knocked on my door, first of all, you should understand that I come from a poverty-stricken area, a low-income area. I was raised in poverty. We didn't have shit. I was graduating high school, no real plan for the real world, didn't know what I was going to do. Guy knocks on my door, offers me housing. He offers me guaranteed income, job security, free health care, Army college fund, which means when I got out of the Army, they'll pay for me to go to college, which I did want to go to college. Also, they offer me a $10,000 sign-on bonus. That's more money than I ever had. So do I stay in the mountains and just go to a minimum wage job or a labor job, or do I go explore the world? They offer me to travel the world and get all this cool stuff. Yeah, I'm in, dude, sign me up. I was told America needs you. And guess who's now using those same tactics? ICE. This is on their website. America needs you. The same Uncle Sam, the same finger, the same slogan they've been using to recruit military for decades. They're now using it for ICE, but they're not just using the slogan. Look what they're offering, $60,000 student loan repayment program. That's the same student loan repayment program they were offering people when I was in the military. They're also offering a massive sign-on bonus up to $50,000. $50,000. To sign on. They are literally using the same recruitment tactics that the military uses. Why do you think that is? Have you given some thought to truly why you think that is? That is because they are recruiting a military. If you look at the sign here on their website, it says our country's being invaded. The country's being invaded. And specifically, it's being invaded by criminals and predators, it says. Now, first of all, I don't care what side of the political aisle you are on. I need you to ask yourself, have you seen these problems in our community? Are you seeing criminals and predators running amok? No, you're not. You can say you are, and you're lying. Okay? You can say you are and you're lying because the data doesn't agree with you. Data says violent crime and crime in general was going down, not up. This idea that there was this spike in crime and that we have a bunch of criminals and predators invading our country, that is absolutely propaganda bullshit. And they're using it to justify amassing an army. And now I need you to understand this. Please listen, because what I'm about to say is the most important thing that I've said. I probably should have said this up front and so that nobody misses it. If you think the requirement to join ICE has anything to do with your actual qualifications, it does not. It has everything to do with, will you be loyal? As of today, ICE has removed their age limitations. See, before it was up to 37 or up to 40, depending on what job you were going in for. Now there's no age limitations. Anybody can join. 50, 60 years old, come join. There's two reasons for that. Number one, that's because they don't have a lot of physical qualifications. Let's just be honest. So if you're older and maybe physically limited, who gives a fuck? We just need you to go out into the community and harass people, wear a mask, illegally detain them, kidnap them off the street, violate their human and civil rights, violate their constitutional rights. We don't care how old you are. And the number two reason they're doing that, and please hear me loud and clear when I say this, the number one demographic that white supremacy has got the strongest hold on is people between the ages of 40 and 60, and the strongest grip is on those that are 60 plus. People who are clinging to these xenophobic ideas of outsiders invading our lands, those are most believed by people 40 and older, very much believed by people 60 and older. So they're going to get a higher recruitment if they take away that 40-year-old age gap, because they're opening the door for all the bigots who believe that their bullshit is true. All the bigots who believe that we're really being invaded by criminals and predators, and we are fucking not. That is made up. Now, what does that have to fucking do with Donald Trump sending the FBI after the Texas Democrats? I need you to understand something, that Texas is one of 4 states that allows quorum to be broken. What is quorum? I will explain it to you. Quorum means you have the minimal number of elected representatives present in a meeting for that session to be considered legal. Texas went into a special session, and the special session was called because they were going to vote on whether or not to pass the new redistricted voting map. So what they've done is they've taken 5 seats away from the Democrats and given it to the Republicans by cutting up the Democratic voting section blocks. And so the Texas Democrats said, no, we're not going to let you call this special session and vote on this map just because you have the majority. We're going to leave the state. And the reason they're allowed to do that is because Texas is one of 4 states that allows you to break quorum, to not be present whenever the House is in session. And because they're not present, if the House votes on anything, it's constitutionally illegal. And guess what? Them fleeing the state is constitutionally legal because the Texas state constitution allows for them to do it. Now watch this. The same party that says the federal government should stay out of states' businesses, the same party that says the federal government and the state government should be separated and that states' rights are most important, the federal government is stepping on a state's rights, a state constitution, and sending federal law enforcement officers after elected officials who are doing their job legally. Do you know what that has to do with ICE recruiting people for the military? Because I'm going to tell you something. The only motherfucking law enforcement agents in the FBI that would comply to that illegal order are those who are loyal to King Trump. Loyalty is what they've been doing. Loyalty is how they've been recruiting. Loyalty is the only quality they've been looking for. They want loyal FBI agents. They want loyal military members. They want loyal ICE agents because they are building a base of law enforcement and military and paramilitary, because that's what ICE is becoming. They're building a loyal base so that when he gives illegal orders or that he says sick 'em, they sick. They don't care what the Constitution says. They don't care what the law says. And listen to me. I need you to understand what's about to happen. Federal agents are about to arrest elected officials simply because they have political disagreements with the president. And the governor of that state, Governor Greg Abbott, he's given him permission to do it. He's not stepping in. He's not saying no. He could say, hey, you can't do that. You're overstepping your federal boundaries. I'm going to sue the federal government because you are interfering with my state legislature. That's what should happen. Federal court should step in and say this is a imbalance of checks and balances. This is improper. This is not constitutional because all rights not given to the federal government are enumerated to the states as per our Constitution. And Donald Trump is once again violating that Constitution. The last thing I want to say on this is this. When the people who framed our Constitution wrote that document, there was one very important thing that they said we should prevent. We should prevent a president from having a peacetime army, because when they were in England, the king used to use the peacetime army to harass the citizens. The king used to use the army to implement tyranny on the people because the army wasn't at war off in a foreign land. They were here doing nothing. So he abused having the peacetime army to collect taxes, to steal from the people, to harass the people, to kidnap people, to torture people. And when they wrote the Constitution, they said we shouldn't have that. We shouldn't have a peacetime standing army. Now, we do know that we now have a peacetime standing army, having since 1775, but ICE is something different. ICE is an army that is being put together by the president himself under the direct guidance, under the direct oversight of the president. He is creating his own personal peacetime army right here in the States, going after legal citizens. They've arrested U.S. citizens, kidnapping people off the street wearing masks. We need to heed the cautions of those who framed our Constitution, who came over from England and witnessed monarchy firsthand and know what it looks like. They said it looks like exactly this.